everyone. Hi guys. 100 subscribers. Happy New Year.
Missed you guys so much.
1 year ago, I finally did something I was wanting to do since a long time. I decided to start my YouTube channel, and it's the best decision ever. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you all are willing to start your YouTube channel, remember it's never too late. So today I really want to sit down and talk to you guys about the things I wish I knew a little before when I was starting this journey. So if you're someone who is willing to start your YouTube channel, or if you're in a weird spot, don't know what to do and what to expect from this platform, then this one is for you guys. I always knew that I wanted to be in front of the camera. I enjoyed being there, but here on YouTube, I learned that it's really different from the Instagram world. It's not just about aesthetics and visuals, but it is more about your voice, your story, and how you connect with the people, and what are the things that you have to offer here which can be helpful for your viewers. So yeah, it really hit different how I started, and then what are the things that happened really, and what are the things that I noticed that are helping, and what are the things which are also not helping. Let's get real. YouTube is really time consuming. It really needs your time. It's not something that you can do in like few minutes, but it will take most of your time from just brainstorming what are the things that you want to share here, what are the things that you want to curate for your channel. That is the first step, that you need to make sure that what are the things that you are passionate about first of all, and what are the things that you can give out from your channel. I was pretty sure that I was willing to start with fashion, beauty, and also like lifestyle thing. I also enjoyed vlogging. That's what I've like realized. And actually one of the first thing that I posted was the vlog, and it really helps actually for you also to connect with your audience. YouTube really pushes your content for sure. It really does help you in like promoting. Our first few days of your content journey or posting can be a little hard here, of course. From the Instagram, it takes a lot of your time. You have to really show your patience here, and just to not give up. You are just getting 10 views or maybe 100 views also, or 50 views also. But I remember that on the first day that I posted and I got like 10 subscribers, I was at the gym, and I was just checking on like again and again, because at that moment I on Instagram I had like 3,000 or 4,000 followers. So I was like, oh, it's not a big deal, I'll definitely get a little bit subscribers. But then when I got like even 10 subscribers, I was actually happy that day, which, to be really honest talking, five of were my friends and then some of my family members. But yeah, I don't know, I just went with the flow. I did not stop like posting or creating. In fact, that was the time when I was really occupied with the content ideas. What are the things that I need to do when I will get back home. Also, I was teaching in some high school back then. So yeah, it was a task. But then I remember that this platform here, like sitting and doing this stuff, really gives me happiness. It's like an escape, and obviously that kept me going. Then comes your filming part. I've been using my iPhone 13. I'm highly grateful because I got this phone. I was just shooting mostly natural light or the ring light, which you see here now, which I'm using as a backlight. And after that also, it doesn't end. You have to be really patient, give all of your skills and creativity into editing. Now I am someone who loves to edit my own videos, so that was not a task for me actually. But I always thought of like knowing little tricks and tips, like how to edit aesthetically, how to add those sound thing or those sound clips in between, which is really game changing factor here, because it keeps your video alive. Back in the day, I was not having this mic also. So this is the little guy which you all are seeing in the first time. So this is the first time I'm using a mic. And yeah, of course I've got one of the softbox like, but initially I was just having my phone, the ring light and the natural light. Sometimes the editing part, I gave everything to it. I started learning. I started watching a lot of videos on YouTube only on how to edit a YouTube video, which was pretty fun. There were so many things, so many lessons that I learned about editing, how to trim the videos, how to do the transitions and everything in between, which was learning, I would say. So after that, when I was like pretty sure that I want to start my channel, and then I will initially work hard, of course, but then there was also fear of being judged, and that fear was quite real. Though I was pretty active on Instagram, but as I said, that Instagram is really different. It's a total different world than YouTube, and I really love long format videos because I think it's a good way for you to connect with your audience and connect with your viewers, to build like a long term goal and a long term relation. To be really honest, many people will always judge you in the initial stages, but I was fortunate enough that the people that matters to me were the most supportive one. From my parents to my friends to my best friend to everyone, the important one, the loved one, always supported, which is why I think I never noticed the people who did not clap for me. These were the people who like really mattered and they supported. So yeah, it was a win-win situation. Also, the light is fluctuating. I wanted to shoot under natural light and not using that one for today, but now the sun is not on my side. The next thing that I learned is your thumbnails really matters, like after your like videos, because that's the first thing that your audience like get a sneak peek of on the home page. To be really honest, I was not like knowing how to use like Canva properly, and then I researched, I watched a ton of videos, and from there I got an idea like how to use certain tools from Canva, how to remove the backgrounds and how to add those little elements which will make my thumbnails stand out there. So yeah, that was the other thing. Then your titles on the thumbnails are also important as much as your description, the things that you write under your like caption area. It can be like different also. You can have a different statement on your thumbnail and then a good image of you reacting. Just be creative there, show your creativity, how you can do your thumbnails better. I also gave a lot of time creating my thumbnails, and they helped me like pick the best one. I was not also having an idea that there should be one specific time and specific schedule actually to post. Of course, shorts you can post every day. Initially when I started out, I remember I was just like posting shorts because I thought that if I'm getting a response on the shorts, then I will think of like or posting long form videos continuously. But then I got to know that you have to simultaneously post the shorts and also your long form videos if you really want to do this criteria, wherein you have to complete like 1,000 subscribers and then you have to complete 4,000 watching hours, which is the important task, because that's not easy. I think it's difficult. Eventually you will get subscribers, but watching time is where the whole game lies. I was not active in the month of April, so maybe that's why it like dropped. But then I was continuously like analyzing my YouTube Studio, which is another app which you need to have when you start your YouTube channel. You have to verify your YouTube channel, and then YouTube will give you all the data, all the analysis that your channel is going through, and you can track down your activities, what are the subscriber count, how many watching hours you have completed, anything, every data that you will possibly require. Now talking about the thumbnails, if you all go and just scroll down like from my first to like recent one, there is like drastic change, a shift in color scheme, the fonts that I use. Then I also used to research the fonts that people use, what are the ongoing color scheme which is like quite there trending, obviously the things that I love, but also what is there currently on YouTube. Used to like research and research. So yeah, you have to do your research. Also combining thumbnails, when you use like too many images, I think it becomes a little tricky also for the audience to like get an idea like what this video is actually going to be about. So I thought of making my thumbnails compact but like crisp. About if it is about 5 lipsticks that I'm talking about, I will show like me swatching some of the shades on the thumbnail, and these are like my favorite thumbnails that I've created, and I am super proud. Also, I remember that when I started like vlogs and all, I was pretty shy. to speak. I used to never speak in front of my family. I was speaking very slowly. I was only in my room. I was not like confident enough to like take out the phone and just start filming, as I was not confident first of all. But then eventually, as and when you practice and you get like an idea that if you really want to stand out here, you need to be there, you have to be confident, and that will happen gradually. Of course, it will not happen at like one night. So yeah, give yourself time, don't pressurize, just go with the flow. Another thing that I was not doing before was clicking like pictures for thumbnails, wherein I always used to forget that clicking like a proper thumbnail picture is so important. Take your pictures separately for your thumbnails. And before, I used to screenshot from my videos only, like pausing and then screenshotting, pausing and screenshotting, which was not a good idea. So do not do that. So experimenting is everything here. Started with fashion, I started with like beauty and lifestyle, but then I was surprised when my vlog started to do well, when my like talking videos started to do well here, and that was quite surprising because that was not something which I was hoping for. So yeah, YouTube surprised me, and then I started to analyze my own videos, like what are the things that people are liking or they are like coming back to watch and everything. I used to watch my watch hours also on specific videos. So yeah, analyzing your own data after your like posting is also a really important thing here. Be authentic. I want every new creator to know that you have to be yourself here on the first place, because you cannot pretend for a long time, and YouTube is a long term journey, and that's what I realized. And initially, as I said, that I was a bit scared because this is like a whole different thing. It takes time for you to speak to the camera, and then eventually you know that you love this, and then you continue to do. So yeah, be yourself. Don't try to pretend someone. Don't just post videos because somebody else is doing the same videos. Try to share your own story, try to share your own learnings, and that's what I've realized on this platform, that as much as you will be authentic, be real, you will get a lot of love and a lot of support from the audience, and also you will feel better. Like for me, it's like my escape, it's like my happy place wherein I can speak anything and everything. Vlogging, it may look like easy, but it's very difficult actually. I'm speaking from my point of view. Initially, I was awkward at first because obviously talking like to a camera, and also then there's so many things that is being involved. I remember I used to like just open my camera and just start talking, just recording myself. Also inside this whole room, this is where everything started and this is where everything is going. It is a little bit awkward, a little bit shy at first, but then eventually you will get the hang of it and you will get used to it, and trust me, it is going to be better every day. You just do not have to give up because one of your videos did not work. It happens with everyone, I guess, here on YouTube. It's pretty hard to grow at first, but it takes your time, it tests your passion towards this job. So what I used to do in the initial phases and also today is that I like to explore on YouTube, like what are the things that people are currently doing, and not to copy but to add your own flavor to it, to just take an idea and how I can make that as mine with my essence to it. So that is very important. You should be knowing what are the things that's going on YouTube, what are the things that's working out, and what are the things that is not more working out. When it comes to YouTube, people come here to take something like valuable content, to take some solution to their problem. So make sure that you are giving out something like valuable content and not just like scrollable things which eventually they will forget. YouTube takes its sweet little time to like promote your videos to the audience, and it does promote actually. YouTube has recommended a lot of my videos on the homepage. That's what I've believed, and I can see that in the analysis that I've done on YouTube Studio app. So yeah, that is very important. When I get notification that somebody has commented, somebody has like liked my video or shared my video, it makes my heart like melt. I also remember that I started my birthday series and it did pretty well. I also did one teaser video which is one of my most favorite one. So yeah, these are some of the things that I did. I learned along my way, and there's a lot more things that I'm going to learn, and there's always learning and learning here. You just learn, you never fail. Actually, you learn from your mistakes, and then you start improving and improvising. And yeah, that's what the YouTube journey has all been. And with that, I think let's end this video. The sunlight has dropped obviously, but I hope this was helpful to any budding creator. Follow me on my Instagram, and I'll see you soon in the next one very soon. Until then, bye.